afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Crowdsurfing. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Mike Delisio.
All right, welcome.
What are we missing?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. I thought we had messed up somewhere. All right, okay. Hey, so we're going to be talking about games on Kickstarter, on GameFound, and on BackerKit. And Indie. Just
There is one different one.
That's true, there is another one, too.
Hasbro was it?
the Pulse.
The Pulse.
The Pulse.
The Pulse.
You
that
got to
was
get
it.
on the pulse.
Yes.
All right, good news
you
for you all,
feel
though. If you're watching the show, we have a contest for you. This is from Grimdark Games, and they have a game called Grimdark Dungeon Master, Catacombs of the Necromancer. Ooh. To enter this contest, you just need to email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put the word Grim. In the body, answer the question, what is the name of the Templar hero? All right, so this is a game that is on GameFound right now. In fact, you can see it on your screen very shortly. Ooh. All right, Grimdark Dungeon Master. This guy in the middle is Z. This guy with the hair is...
That's Mike. That's Mike when he wakes up.
Yeah. You don't want to see me in the morning, let me tell you.
Tames the mane.
On the 28th of October, which is a couple Fridays from now, we'll be playing this live here in the studio. I definitely am playing. I'm calling this guy right now.
That
You
one?
want to be
that
that
one?
No, I want to be the guy with the lightning, actually.
All right.
I'll take anyone. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm content.
But it's a fantasy game, so you can play the guy with hair.
You know me too well.
Yeah.
That's the main reason. Whenever I do a video game RPG and I go to character creation, the one thing I worry about, do they have a fantastic head of hair?
That's important.
The rest, insignificant.
Well, apparently there's 18 hero cards, so there's actually a lot of choices. It comes with acrylic standees, which I'm a big fan of these days.
I like acrylic standees.
So lots. I mean, there is, of course, you get some miniatures if that's what you want. Lots of stuff involved with this. So enter the contest. Enter now. Enter often. No, you actually can only enter once, but one of you may win. All right. So we are going to jump, and I'm just checking here. Did I say something right?
I have to sit extra tall here.
I'm going to jump here to our first project. Here we go.
All right.
For those of you who are new to this whole thing, as we look at these projects, oh yeah, I guess before we take a look at our first project, here goes Mark.
Street.
This spotlight is brought to you by Arvis Games and Game Ops. Can you become the best emergency operator and save the day? Emergency operators are the eyes and ears of every city. As one of them, you must be fast, calm, and resilient. The emergency services from police to fire units and ambulance depend on your foresight to reach emergencies in time. Build your team, take calls, locate the incidents, plan your movement, and dispatch units to solve difficult situations. Prove your intellect by helping your citizens, solving crimes, overcoming difficulties, and responding to as many incidents as you can with your limited resources as you work to become the best emergency operator. You and your fellow players must keep the state of emergency in check. If things get out of hand and the state of emergency reaches the end, the game ends and all players lose the game. So you should plan, communicate, and work together to solve the incidents while racing to collect the most reputation to win the game. So, do you have what it takes? For more information, please check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some projects. We'll start with a fairly big project here, and that is Terraforming Mars, the dice game.
Fairly big.
Oh.
Which was a surprise announcement made about a year ago.
Right.
And then they announced it again.
Did they have this demoing at Essen? Did you notice? I saw the Frick's booth.
I heard that they were... The Frick's booth, though, was mostly pushing their Angel War game, whatever that's called.
Okay.
It was on Kickstarter a while ago.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this one's doing very well. Almost 10,000 backers because, again, it is the Terraforming Mars thing. I am above neutral on this one.
I am
like
too,
a 6 out of 10, I'm interested. I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but...
Here's my thing.
I've already played the card game and the board game.
I want it to be faster. That's my thing. If it's not faster than Ares or the base game, then I feel like, what's the point?
I'd want it to be simpler.
That too.
Yeah, but I'm worried less about it being faster and more about it being simpler.
Yeah.
And it's called the dice game, but there's like 130 cards in it.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just
That's true.
the dice are now a part of it, so they're calling it the dice game. I
Yeah.
really do feel like, again, from an outsider's perspective, like a lateral move from the card game.
No, I don't think so. I think this is simpler than the card game.
Do you think you'll like the randomness it's bringing with the dice, where you roll the resources and it's?
You're
that
confusing me
randomness? Oh.
because
So randomness
A,
meaning.
I don't want more randomness, but I do love dice.
Oh.
So it's a
You're
wash.
split.
How do you
Okay, all right.
how do you do it? How do you sleep at night?
I don't know.
On a pile of dice.
There's a fair amount of
Very
randomness in the
Already
game.
in the
You know,
game,
you're drawing
okay.
cards.
My Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck
I mean, you
in the
do roll
dice.
what, the 5 dice and you choose 3 or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Right.
maybe. Anyway, yeah, just curious.
I'm slightly lower than you on the interest, Tom.
This
I'm
might
up-
be amazing though, because
It
I
might
could
be, but I'm good. The board game is a little too big for me. The card game was good.
Okay, I found the card game fine.
I like the
Like,
card
it
game
was
more than the
fine.
board game.
I didn't
Anyway.
play the board game.
And then
so.
the dice game, I'm right down the middle on this one.
Yeah.
Solid 5 out of 10.
I'm going to
put
stay
that on the
Official
box.
ratings, yes.
open-minded. That's what I am. I'm
Okay.
open-minded, and I hope that it's fantastic.
Right.
What would you rather me say?
But make a strong statement. None of this
No,
wishy-washy
but you know, joking
garbage.
about that.
What do you
though,
rate it?
I mean, when you have a game like this,
What's your rating of the game?
a 2 out of 10. When you have a game like this that has an established IP, it's almost impossible to come into this game with no expectations.
I agree.
It is,
And I'm trying to
right.
come into it with as few expectations as possible. That's what I mean by open-minded. Like
Right.
I'm going to try to come into it, you know, looking at it as its own thing.
I think if it is simpler, I'd be more interested in it because, like I said, I've played the Ares, and because of that, I have no interest in the board game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just not one I'm like,
I
was
like the card
fine,
game
you know.
a lot.
Oh.
Yeah,
good.
I like the
I
card
do.
game better on the board. I'm not a fan of that cover, though.
No,
Again, same
using
thing as
the
a different
dice.
race for the galaxy. Giant die in space or on the surface of Mars. I'm like, what is this so...
I don't like the look or graphic design of any games in this series. I really
don't
don't.
either.
I don't think that
either.
I don't think
No.
that they're lookers.
That's correct. All right. Rise and Fall. This was also at Essen, which we just got back from. Although I didn't realize it was on Kickstarter. I walked by because I was looking for Christoph Budlinger because you can tell him because he looks like a surfer guy.
Right.
And you're looking at me weirdly. Like
I'm just
you're
because
about
I
to-
just thought. Do you think Ryan Lockett is annoyed about this game? I just thought about that. Like that sounds like a new Raven game. Sorry.
Oh, rise and fall,
Yeah.
like near and far.
Yeah, like near and far, above and below.
man.
Yeah, now or never, rise and
Yeah.
fall.
I really hate this part right here. It's
Oh,
like 2 to 4
wow.
players. Up to 8 with 2 game boxes.
Right, yeah.
Right. Oh.
No! Stop!
Oof,
What?
oof.
No!
Yeah.
But tell me, if you can sell it to you twice, why wouldn't they, you know?
20 minutes per player, so 4 players. It's an hour and a half, less than. That sounds fast.
It does.
Now, his last big game. So, Christoph has done a whole lot of games. He's worked for Asmodee. He's worked for, and mostly Asmodee. But for years ago, his biggest game was Dungeon Twister.
Right.
That's the one he's known for.
Yeah.
But then he hit a different group of people with Archipelago.
Archipelago.
That too.
Yeah.
That one had his own crowd, and then he's done a whole pile of card games that have ranged from okay to bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Archipelago
Am I missing
isn't-
something? I think that's mostly what he's done.
So the latest thing he did was that big
Living Planet.
one, yeah.
Didn't they say, haven't people said, I haven't played Archipelago, but isn't that a semi-co-op that kind of works? Because it's hard to find one that does.
It is not really a
Interesting.
semi-co-op.
Okay.
There's just a possible branch where one person can be in charge of a rebellion and whatever.
Okay.
I would consider it a competitive game.
Got it. Okay.
Living Planet kind of is just
Similar,
a
right.
spin-off of that a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Did you see that the wooden pieces move their heads
What?
and stuff?
What?
What?
Look at that! Look at that animals! Look
Okay.
at them move! Look! It moved.
No,
Look
okay.
at that!
If they do
You're
that,
just teasing.
I'm in
Come
100%.
on.
could you imagine? Oh my goodness,
Oh, that'd
that
be
would
so
be the
weird.
most pointless thing ever if they could make meeples that you animate.
I would also buy 2 sets then.
Yeah, but
But
they
yeah,
are
absolutely
they'd be
would.
pointless. Though.
I like these curved buildings.
I do
That's
too.
cool.
As dumb as it. I mean, I really like the way this looks.
I like the board, how you set it up,
Not
and
giving
it
this
has
9.
that 3D,
Yeah.
kind of look to it where you build it up with the different terrains. I thought that was interesting. I do hope it's not fiddly, but it looks like they're not single hexes, so you're not making tall piles single hexes, which
Yeah.
I think will work better with that fiddliness or help it. But still, I thought that was a really cool feature.
I would not buy the non-printed meeples
Nah.
No.
at all
Oh.
Nah,
because the
fam.
printed ones look so much better.
Yes.
As well as I think you'd have a hard time telling them apart. Just like that many nooks and
much more
crannies and
pricey
peaks
game,
in it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
This looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
And he has a rep, and he's not, he doesn't do new games every year. So
Sure.
All right, man. Every time I get on the back of Kill, I'm like, wait, am I? Oh, that's right. That's just how ugly this thing is.
Gosh, it was hard to
How
It
do
look
looks
you
like it
at.
feel
hasn't loaded yet, right?
How do you feel about
Yeah,
this
yeah.
logo? Because I'm like
Does.
right in between. Sometimes I look at it and I absolutely love it.
Which logo?
This new Avernus, this whole thing.
mean the
here.
box? The
Yeah,
box?
yeah.
I
And other
think-
times I'm not sure how I feel
I think it's a
about it.
fantastic T-shirt. I don't know if I'd want it on a game.
It kind of
though.
looks like a
I like
t-shirt,
that.
Right?
It kind
Yes.
of does
Yeah.
look like a t-shirt, like a 70s kind of
Yeah,
a
like a throwback T-shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about
This
it.
is an apocalyptic city building game
I like that.
where you're trying to
Apocalypse.
build a great city that somehow survives a meteor. Mm-hmm. Sounds like Galaxy Trucker.
Z's out.
This is so much reading.
Oh no.
I don't know that I love the stark look of this game at all.
It looks a little prototypey, doesn't
It
it?
really does,
does.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Like that board.
Yeah.
The minimalistic, there's a fine line between minimalistic and unfinished.
Yes.
This looks
Yeah.
unfinished, not minimalistic.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it does fall on that line for me as well. I mean,
Yeah.
some look better than
This is
some
not
else,
so bad, I guess, but
You really have to be a fan of like Lord of the Rome Black Box to.
but yeah.
that is
know
what
what I
it
mean.
looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. This one did not catch my eye at all. I kind of just didn't focus on anything as I looked through it. I'm like, okay, got it. Building a city. I'm not a big city building fan
Do we know
anyway.
who the designer is? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, these guys.
This guy's
That's,
favorite games are Netrunner and
Matthew
Fury of
Jude's cousin
Dracula.
right there.
Now, what do you think? I mean, this guy likes Netrunner Fury of Dracula.
I like that. I like Netrunner. Yeah. What else is he
He
into?
also likes Eurovision and Taskmaster. Is that like the bad guy from Marvel?
No, you don't know.
Taskmaster's
that's
the
a-
card game, right?
No, it's a game show. It's a game show, I think, in the UK.
Oh, yes, I do know that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this could be the villain from Marvel.
Could be. Could be. It doesn't have
That'd
to be
be a
that
weird
show.
thing.
That would be an odd thing.
That'd be a weird thing to put your like.
And
I like
enjoys
this,
Thanos.
this.
Huge fan
Long-
of Fin Fang Foom,
Long walks on the beach and
Kang the Conqueror.
All right, this is not a game.
No, but you're super excited about this, aren't you? You are all in.
I didn't back it. No.
Oh,
I'm
yet, Colin.
I'm mind boggled that he is so strong. This IP of Brandon
Yeah.
Sanderson, that these are literally miniatures to
For
be
games
used
that
in
don't exist.
nothing.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what I was missing. There is not a game that specifically this is for.
No, these are just miniatures
Just
of the
minis.
main characters of this book series. The book series that made what
Oh my gosh.
Oh, right.
umpteen million, and
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson was like, not rich enough.
Right. I mean, I suppose you could use these as like in RPGs.
Oh, I would,
based
for
around,
sure.
Based
I
around,
really like these.
that IP using maybe
Oh.
5e or something like that.
Ruby
but-
just says that there's going to be an RPG.
Okay, that makes
so
sense.
that makes so this is why wouldn't you just do it at the same
Well,
time?
they are
then?
good miniatures.
I also see this almost as like those. Do you remember Todd McFarlane was putting out those like kind of figures from his different comics and stuff? I can kind of see this being almost like that, where they're
Those
almost
like
like display.
statuettes, though?
Yeah, those are a little more like points of articulation. I don't think these have any of
Man,
that.
that looks so cool.
But it's kind of a-
I mean, not an action figure. You're thinking of
Right.
like an action figure. I'm
I
thinking of like a
am, but-
statuette, like at a comic book store,
You
Yeah,
get that,
yeah.
Tom.
where you buy a bust
Right,
or
right.
buy like a
I
figure.
cannot put
But these are
$475
actual
in
miniatures.
this.
Yeah.
$450. I'll do 25.
This is neat. I would get this actually. This is one of my favorite scenes from the books, but
How much would you pay for that?
How much are you going to pay for all those?
I'm not backing this.
You're
for real.
not.
They're
What
mostly
series?
unpainted miniatures.
Yeah.
What book series are we talking about?
There's
here?
multiples.
Well, no, this is mostly from one. It's
Stormlight's
Stormlight.
like Oathbringer.
but
and,
they I mean, they've got from different.
Stormlight is the name of the series of
Series,
books.
yeah.
It's called something of Kings, Way of Kings. No, that's the first book. No, this is all from this one series.
it?
Yes, I know who all
Okay.
these characters
Wow.
are.
Stephen King, you said?
Yeah.
Not Stephen King.
Stormlight Archive.
These are all. There's Bridge 4. Yeah, Mike, this is all from the Stormlight
Okay,
Archive.
I thought it was from. I thought they had different books
Okay.
in there, but
Oh, that's really big.
Didn't it
I
say?
never-
Didn't it say 12 inches? I thought it said.
It's still not $475. I cannot do that.
Is it professionally painted? Is that why it's so much?
Some of them are. But if there's, like,
Professionally or pre-painted? Those are two different
that
things.
I don't know.
Look.
I don't know.
3,220 people pledged $475.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stormlight Archives is a series, yes, yeah.
Wait, that's the other Chrissy. What's going on?
I don't know. There's so many
He
Chris's
said
in there.
earlier, I think it's his accounts got mixed up switching. So since he's come back from Germany, his accounts have been all messed up.
Sus.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow, that's
I'm
$475. I can't believe that many
You're
people
still
backed
considering it. I love it.
I'm
This
not.
Makes me so
Can we
happy.
keep going with the show? Because you know you're going to come back and back it.
Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin. This is like big project week here,
It
folks.
is,
Yeah.
Can we keep going? Because you know you're going to come back and back.
Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin. Mike and I are going to play this on Friday. A bit of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Be able to see through it here.
thing.
You are a big fan of this stuff already, right, Tom?
Yeah, so Tainted Grail is an adventure style game done in the method of Awakened Realms, which almost, in one sense, it's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
You go through and
Some fantastic
Played this stuff?
writing.
I haven't. I'm really interested in that.
You played it? You like it?
Yeah, the writing is some of the best I've ever seen in the tabletop space.
And correct me if I'm wrong, like what I was seeing in here, because I've not played the original, as you're building it out and you're exploring the world, it kind of had like a seventh continent feel to it. Is that right? With
That's correct.
Where the cards come out, so it's
Yeah.
like really good writing with kind of, which, anyway, I was really interested in it for that, because that's probably my favorite part of Seventh Continent was kind of the building out the choose your own adventure. If you put story in with that, like a well-written story, this is exciting.
What
It's a
I'm
little
most,
like Destiny's, big Destiny's.
yeah, but much
Yeah.
broader scale.
yeah, so when you go to a location, there's like a whole 7 or 8 pages for that location. It will tell you what happens. But then as you go there and different things, you'll move around. You might have different actions you can take there.
Right.
But you also get in combat with a somewhat complicated combat system that is like deck building almost. And then there's also a not a political, but
Well, yeah. What would you call that? You have combat, and then you've got a
diplomacy
type of
diplomacy
thing.
deck.
Yeah.
You have 2 decks for your character.
Right.
And so what's interesting about this game is it's set. So he didn't tell me a lot about this because I was asking to not be spoiled too much. I just looked at this last week. Not to be spoiled, but it's set somewhere in the same vicinity as the last one.
Okay.
I don't know. You don't need to have played the last one. He said, but there's Easter eggs.
Okay.
The last one was set in a
Avalon.
King Arthur and his knights thing, but a much darker version.
Yeah, like a
You
dark
actually
version.
ran across some of the people from that story.
Right.
And it was actually called Tainted Grail, so you're searching for the
The Grail. Yeah.
Holy Grail,
Got
which
it.
is no longer holy, but is tainted.
Yeah.
This one
I
is
see.
about these kings, and apparently these kings are walking around and causing havoc.
What I'm most anticipating and hoping for is that there were some mechanical things that were a bit clunkier than I would have liked, grindier than I would have liked, and I think they addressed a lot of those.
Some of that.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, these are not the heroes either. So in the first one, I'm assuming it's somewhat similar here. The first one, the heroes went out and they never came back. And they were like, you are the
go look."
apprentice of that guy. Now you go out and find him. So you're playing some loser.
Yeah.
So it's
Cool miniatures, as Awakened Realms always
Yeah,
does.
these are great.
Tons of cards. These skill tiles is something new to this game.
Yeah, I don't remember anything like
You're
that.
going to get skill tiles that give you special
Oh,
abilities.
I do like
Okay.
skills.
wow, it's a lot of stuff.
And then look at these cards. As you put them together, you form the land. And also, lands can be like dark or not dark or whatever that is.
I believe the
Tainted.
person that writes for this is an actual fantasy author.
Okay.
From
really?
Poland, I believe, maybe.
And
yeah.
you said you really enjoyed this.
The writing was
Yeah, this is what the
really
book
good.
looks like, right? So you go
That's
here,
so
you'll read
pretty.
this first paragraph here, and then it will tell you if you have this keyword, go to 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it gives you a choice. Sometimes it's a fight. You never know. And this is new here. The
Yeah,
secret
it is.
reveal card.
Oh, one of those red,
Like
red
they
filter
do that in
things.
Nemesis too. Yeah, they do that in Nemesis.
Although that's a really cool looking one.
That is, yeah.
That's cool.
They didn't do that in Etherfields, did they? They didn't have anything like that, did they? Like the red thing. I don't remember.
I'm getting
that.
all these games
I
mixed
know.
up. One
I
of
know they
them-
do in Nemesis for sure.
Which one do you like better, Tom? Etherfields or this one? Because I know you really like Etherfields. And it's got some of that card laying on top of other cards.
I flip on both of them. Etherfields, I love the theme, the weird dreams
Yeah.
that you go into. I
do
really
like
like
that?
that because each dream you go into is so different than the
Yeah.
last. But the writing in this one is so much better.
It is.
All right. Ghost Love Candy 2, roll and write, print and play.
Rolling Fright.
Sorry, Fright. So this is from 25th Century, and I played the
Ghost Love
Ghost
Candy.
Love Candy 2.
Yeah.
And I played Ghost of the Candy 1. That was from actually Steve Jackson games. this looks fun for like kids. Like I just played a roll and write that we brought back from Essen, that walk and roll.
Oh, you
Oh,
played
you
it?
did play?
Yeah, I played that yesterday
Walk,
with the kids.
like
W-O-K, like
W-O-K, yeah.
It's about rolling resources, fill the restaurant. The main reason I'm playing it is so I can play the expansion, which is Korean.
Right.
Ooh, yum.
Which I'm very excited about. But this has a little bit of that. I like these big sheets where you roll and then mark off stuff all over it, but with pictures. Because as dumb as it is, when I was playing that walk and roll, I was like, I made some noodles. I made some rice. I like that so much more than put a 4 in this spot.
I got that.
For sure.
I think this is cute. I mean, a roll and write that's Halloween,
Yeah, there's like
based
3 of
that
them,
you can
right?
play with the kids.
Yeah.
I
Well
think this
timed,
is
right? Because you'll definitely, it's a print and play. You'll
Right.
have it for Halloween.
For
right.
sure.
I think that's really, really cool.
As opposed to that thing, Tom back, that he's like 3 years late and he'll never get.
It still could come by Christmas. They said the prototypes were being made.
That's great. You'll never see
good,
birds
yeah.
again.
Oh, man. That still makes me sad.
Just
All
hang
right.
an iPhone on a tree next time.
Anyway, this looks good.
Yeah, I think it
I
does.
guess you get it right away, right? When the
Yeah,
Kickstarter
pretty
ends.
much.
Right.
Woo.
After it's over.
Do you want to be the 1,000th backer, folks?
That's awesome.
Now is your time.
Get in there. Get in there. Come on, someone.
Yes.
Now, because someone
We've
will
got
go
to
in
come
and then
back
get
to
out.
this.
Wait,
Let's
refresh
check on
it.
this and
Refresh
see.
it. Is it froze?
It's not
$9.99.
froze.
You don't know. Might be.
All right. Well, anyhow.
It's got to hit 1,000 before we're done.
All right. The Turczi Junior promo pack. Now, did you talk to him about this when you were there?
I did, yeah.
All right. So explain this to us, Mike.
So David Turczi is a designer and known for not only designing his own games, but he does solo games, variants for a lot of different publishers and
Right.
different games. But he is having a son, I believe, a child, and so this is a kind of a celebration of that. And so these are promos for a number of games that he has been involved with. So, you know, a lot of people have played these games, Tekkenu, and what you got, Imperium, Vengeance, Roll and Fight, Venice, Tricarion, Perseverance, Tawantinsuyu, Voidfall. And so these are different little promos, sometimes just a single card, sometimes like a little meeple, like I think the Tawantinsuyu is a little kitty meeple. And so these are all little ways to get promos. And what I do think is funny is that he at least has a huge sense of humor about the fact that you can't just get one of the games. You know what I mean? Like, I really want the Voidfall promo. Well, you got to get all of them, right? And so there's
How
like
much
all
is
of these
it?
questions.
It's 20.
It's 20 bucks, which I think is cool
right,
for a
yeah.
couple promos.
Yeah, no, I think this is.
Oh, what is shipping?
Oh, I doubt it's going to be.
$475.
I wouldn't think it's going to be too much,
It shouldn't
right?
be. I mean, it should be a couple cards, right?
Shipping. It's one size fits all. Wait, is shipping included?
They're not electronic, are they?
I mean,
don't think
I would
so.
imagine it's not included, but I mean, I wouldn't also think it would be terribly expensive.
It says worldwide shipping included.
Oh, that's
However,
that's
that- no,
great
well,
then
there
for
goes.
20 bucks or 20 euro,
I
well, which
got
is the
bored.
same one and the same
you
right now. I personally
happens.
have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these games in my collection. Access to just about all of them.
I'm gonna tell you how many of these
So
games
that
Z
brings you
likes.
down to $5 a promo. That's
No, it's not bad at all.
That's cool.
And here's the thing, honestly. If you want, I would say if you wanted even 2 or 3 of these, you can make your money back on the secondary market selling the rest. You know what
Mike
I
is
mean?
encouraging scalping.
I'm just saying, look.
Next thing we know, he's
What
designing
I
an
do-
RPG.
Remind me not to
an
go to a
privacy-
ball game with you.
What I do in the privacy of my own subway, you know,
Wait, are you selling Dice Tower promos
What
on
are
the
you doing?
side?
Subway?
Subway.
I've just come back from Germany. I'm just thinking that would be a good place to hawk promos, you know, on the subway, right?
During Essen week.
during
Yes.
Essen-
During the
happy
rest of the
during
year,
that.
you're a weirdo.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's correct.
Anyway, I think it's the first time I've seen a designer do this, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
it
of a
was
neat idea.
interesting.
Neat idea.
All right.
Is this the same person that did the other one with the ceramic? Like, remember it was like almost like a pothole,
looks
pot warmer
like
thing?
it.
They have
right.
done 22 Kickstarters. So
I'm not seeing the one I recognize yet.
yes, right
Yeah,
there.
that's it right there. Okay, I thought it might be the same
Wow, this guy is prolific.
person. Yeah, you're not kidding.
I have not backed. I backed this one.
Back that one, yeah.
Am I missing something?
There must be something going on over there.
I don't know.
Nothing. That's fine.
All right.
Honesty, Stone. Be honest or lie. Okay, but let's go back to this this particular project.
This one confuses me. I don't quite get what's going on.
That's so obvious. Look.
Okay. Well, from what I can
You move the
understand,
9.
basically the setup of the board is completely random every time. You just kind of randomly put tiles in there.
But how many different combinations will that give you?
14 quintillion.
It literally tells you right there.
I know, but I don't know what that number is.
All right, so we're at millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, quintillions. It's 1 sextillion.
It's not a Google?
725 quintillion, 155 quadrillion, 162 trillion, 173 billion, 315 million, 338,650.
So basically, there's like no replay value to this game.
Now who's bored? Now
What we're doing is bleeding viewers is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Why don't you read it again, but slower and louder?
one.
It's amazing, though, that one person does all of these kind of different abstract
It's
games.
cool.
You know what I
The
mean?
manufacturing is really what makes them stand apart. Because there's such a weird delivery system of an abstract game. You know, you have your wooden abstract games, very popular, usual kind of thing. Ceramic, at least they feel like ceramic,
very
right?
much, yes.
They're
they might
unique.
be
They
ceramic.
feel very different.
Yeah.
We've had 1 or 2 of these come through here, and they're interesting products. I think if you are an avid collector of abstract games, someone who enjoys the more esoteric side of board gaming, this is for you.
And it does seem like the one thing that's consistent along with that kind of form factor of the kind of ceramic and almost heirloom feeling is that the rules are always very, very basic and simple. You know, it's simple rules, but you have to figure out the strategies.
That's cool. I'm glad that this person is on Kickstarter.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 2070, a graphic novels adventure game. This is from the only
Rider.
person who makes graphic novel adventure games, Man Rider. Man Rider has some really cool stuff. I really like their graphic novel adventure games, even though I'm a little bit behind on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when these first came out, you were over the moon on this stuff.
Well, my favorite by far is the combos, like that Crusoe Crew.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, that's the only one I've played, is the Crusoe Crew, and I really like that. I had a lot of fun with that with my son. How are the, I don't want to say adult ones, but the
Well, most
normal
of them are a
ones.
single book. And you go through that
okay.
story singularly, solo sort of.
Okay.
The Crusoe Crew is one where there's 4 books,
Right.
and you're sort of reading through the story cooperatively, but you, as one of the characters, have abilities that the other people don't.
Right,
Because
so
you're
you can-
taller, because you're, I don't know, louder, I don't know.
Okay.
Right?
And I love that function of it. That was
that's
so
only,
much
that's only
fun.
Crusoe Crew, right?
No, they also the Sherlock Holmes one.
Holmes does that as well.
This is
One
the
like
third
that?
one in the series.
Okay.
This one doesn't look adult as much as it just looks anime.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like, I think my teenagers might really like this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's true.
One Punch Man. Kind of looking like me.
Oh, I got 2 quotes.
Whoa, look at that.
Wait, did they quote it on 2 various things? Oh,
Look at that. There's your review.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're
This
all
is
over
the Tom
that.
Vassal page. My goodness.
Anyhow, I like the theme.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to play this with the kids. I think they'll really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because Crusoe Crew was so fun. That just
It
a simple
was.
concept of we all turn to the same page, but one person can see over the bushes. I like that.
And you always get so excited when it's like, oh yeah, talk to the animal, or look over the bushes, or try that.
Does one of the
everyone
kids
gets
talk to
excited.
animals?
It does, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a lot
like
of
you'll see a
fun.
squirrel, and everyone else just sees a squirrel, but you'll see
A little
49
number.
on that squirrel.
Yeah.
Guys, hang on one second.
Hold on, let me ask the animal real quick. Yeah, just like that. You have to make sound
That
effects
kid
too.
is.
Everyone else doesn't see a squirrel or anything. They're just like,
I guess we have to keep hanging out with him.
all right. Would you like some magic socks?
I know you do.
Did you see my socks today?
No, what are you wearing?
Oh, is it as good as your tie?
Jeez.
These are so loud you can see them coming a mile away.
Wow.
I haven't played
a lot of
ArchRavels.
colors.
You've played it, right, Tom?
Yeah, so ArchRavels is a very, very simple gateway-esque
Yeah.
game where you are collecting different colors, yarns to get enough so that you can knit these different items, and then you turn these items in to get these cards.
Right.
But now there's socks.
Done.
Magic socks.
Yeah.
So there you are again. I bet they're quoting you again.
No.
That's correct.
No, they did not quote me.
Hold on, not yet.
We stop. I'm not here to...
I like the theme.
I think they should have socks as part of the
I think the
Kickstarter.
theme is cool. I remember, I think I unboxed it, and I remember being impressed with the components of the game. The production seemed really nice. So yeah, I mean, this gives me a similar vibes to that Chai game.
100%. I was just thinking of that game.
Like
it's the same artwork,
right.
almost same style,
like a
kind of indie, but high production indie, right?
Yeah, but very gateway, very
gateway.
welcoming type game. So
Man, I like these theme packs.
yeah. This also
Cryptids,
comes with a
that's
solo
cute.
variant now, so that's exciting for those of you solo players out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never tried it.
That's a dead air
That's how you
there.
kill a conversation right there.
I don't care.
Well, I try not to interrupt when Mike's talking to himself.
Okay, laugh it up, funny boy.
Bookworm dice.
I hate these
These
so
are
much.
terrible.
These are some of the worst dice you've ever featured.
Can we look at them before
They
we
just got to 1,000 people, though. Back up again.
Terrible.
Did they? Oh.
They just got to
What about the
1,000
other
backers.
project?
Speaking of
Go check
which,
the
go
other
back.
one. Go check.
Refresh.
Oh, come on.
Here we go. Here we go.
Refresh when Mike.
1,005.
See, Mike tells you to refresh, you refresh.
Four
I
people
say
back out.
I did, Camilla, for goodness sake.
He didn't.
Bookworm dice. These are. They have inside of them, I guess, a piece of paper,
Right.
with some words, or
Which
maybe
you
a
should
piece
put
of
on top
something.
of a book,
Right.
to clearly point out you
To make
can't
it
see
clear,
through
yeah.
them
Right.
at all.
It's just
Yeah, these
some.
are
I mean,
awful.
some sort of writing is within them. They're mostly translucent, but then the numbers are in gold on this transparent with writing underneath.
Yeah.
These are beyond illegible
Right.
and completely unusable. Look at that.
That's
There's a
terrible.
20
Yeah.
facing me and an 8 below, I think. I
Maybe?
can barely see that.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree with that. But I think I might own one anyway because they look cool. They look really cool.
if there's
You're
like,
the kind of person that encourages this tomfoolery.
That's right. That's
I
why
think
this
it's
kind of stuff
my
keeps
name.
happening.
I think if you got to like choose the book that it's from in it, I think that would be a really cool conversation piece or something you put up to show, because I think it's a really neat idea, but I agree that they are completely illegible and unusable. But I do kind of like the concept of it and think as a conversation piece, you know, like if you really like Harry Potter and it was like a sentence that said
So-
Dumbledore or something, you know what I mean?
So
like it's from a
Camilla is
favorite
calling
book.
for the destruction of literature.
Books, right,
the world's
yeah.
greatest books.
I want my
Yes.
dice to
For the prevention
contain.
of dice.
I want my dice to have the ashes
Absolutely.
of books in.
Fahrenheit dice.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, nice.
All right. Materia Prime, the Inquisition. So Materia is a fantasy-style game, which is currently sitting at my house, not having been played. But it's kind of for kids, and I can't say much more about it because I haven't played through it yet.
Yeah, this was also at SM.
I was gonna say we saw them. I think you and I saw the booth at
yeah.
us.
Saw
Yeah.
their booth there.
Yeah.
They had
Okay.
the base box and some other content as well,
Right,
which I'm
right.
assuming is possibly some of this,
Yeah.
or I don't know, earlier products. It looks like a whole lot going on. This
It
also
does.
gives me a feeling of an old game. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I look at this and I feel like it's an old game. It reminds me of that fantasy game back in the day where you moved your heroes of the whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That you're moving around your standee, your cardboard
Return of the
standee.
Heroes.
Yes. This looks like that to me.
Wow, this looks a little better than that.
I know, but just the feel is a little dated. I don't know. Less than modern.
But at the same time, like I really like the artwork and stuff, and so that's because I was looking through it, and I thought the same thing. I was like, it feels dated, but I can't put my finger on what. Because it's like, oh, I like the artwork, I like the layout, I like, so it's like it all
Yeah.
checked, but it didn't quite come together. It kind of felt old or a little stale.
The alleys still belong to the rats,
I hate
whose
that
kingdoms had always been hidden by darkness. As two
That font
I'm
is
still doing comments. Hang on,
terrible.
please. As two conspicuously dressed men step into the fountain courtyard of Azalea Ground, comma.
Bye,
The oldest
thanks for
quarter.
watching.
Hey.
That's a lot of comments in
Go
the first
back,
sentence.
go
Good
back
thought.
and read that number again, Tom.
I don't know.
Wait, if I read it backwards, the always dressed ground drag the no, that doesn't.
No, let's not do
I
that.
thought sorry, I was playing an escape room game there for a second.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd play this one though. I'd play.
Unlike this one.
I'm all about that.
Yes! This looks terrible.
Welcome to the Dice Art. We should get like a logo that's like Scam of the Week.
Oh my gosh, this just looks awful to me.
But it's Cthulhu, so it's not as bad as the normal TCGs, which people spend vuku's amounts of money on.
Boogoos.
Yeah, no, I'm
These theme decks
$275.
are really pricey too.
yeah.
Because it's a starter deck. It's
Right.
a theme deck, which most CCGs
this
sell for about
nonsense.
$15. These are $45.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Someone spent 5,000. Two people spent 5,800 on an unknown game.
No, that
sorry.
would be mom and dad.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one family spent.
Yes, then they bring the product, and the guy's like, oh, honey, you can keep it.
Sell it again, sweetheart.
Yeah, this is ugly, in and out, and yet still making money.
How much money is it for your octopus game, dear?
That was a shaking hand.
You like that?
Yeah. All right, let's move on to something more interesting.
Oh, really?
Actually, I was very curious
think
what you
this
thought about
was-
this.
I don't like
think Mike will
wrestling,
like
but
it.
I saw this and I immediately thought of Drake, Brian
I was
Drake.
gonna say Brian
Drake, yeah.
Drake.
I know,
I did
Brian
as
Drake
well.
would love this.
That's what I
'cause he
thought.
I think
loves
this is
wrestling
pretty funny
and
now.
he's a
Yeah.
mystic.
My main concern about it is that they are very, very much using the old WWF logo,
Yeah.
and I cannot imagine that they have the
Wait,
license
where is
for
that?
It's
on the
all
back of
over
some
it.
cards.
It's up on the back of
Oh,
all the
you're
cards.
right. Oh, I'm
Now,
sure.
I don't know. I haven't done the research. I will put that out there right now. I've not done the research, but being from the fact that they're not even called WWF anymore because I think there was a whole thing with the World Wildlife Federation. I think that made them change it to WWE in the first place. I can't imagine they've got the license for that.
See, I think they could have, if they didn't have that.
Looks like
Right.
a Wonder Woman logo. Let's start there.
Wonder Woman!
I am amused though with the way that they've taken these guys.
I
and
think
turned
it's
them into,
very
like,
clever,
tarot
actually.
style.
I really
think
do.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's clever. I think it's like I think it's more of an art project. It's not like someone's going to use this to divine their future, you know.
Right.
It's an
this
art
is-
project, and I think that that's cool. But I do wonder about the,
Yeah, how long it'll
licensing.
be.
Legalities.
Right.
I was just amused. Who is the fool? I'm missing this one. Is this?
They mentioned who it is, but it's not someone I'm familiar with. Who did they say it was?
Rowdy.
No, that's not Rowdy.
That's the Piper.
That's not the Piper.
That's
That's the Undertaker.
That's the Undertaker,
Yeah.
and that's Hulk Hogan, and
Wow, y'all know this
James.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I know this stuff.
what? I feel a little bit of judgment there.
Oh, let me try again. Wow.
All right, so that's Under
That's
the Giant.
Under the Giant.
Insane.
Very
That's
clearly. yeah.
James Earl Jones.
That's Star Lord.
It's not Star Wars. I think that might be
I know
Jake the Snake Roberts.
The
I
Devil's
think.
Jake the Snake, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right,
Yeah.
let's move on.
I only know like 3, and that's the one.
Hey, it's
Those
Stella.
are okay.
I was gonna say,
I
that
see
sure looks like
justifying it
Stella.
now.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, me.
Stella is
I've never-
drinking.
You're like backing
Never
up.
been
You're
in
like,
Stella's
all right.
short and sweet, and she's got a gigantic mug of beer.
Biergarten 2nd Edition. I'm surprised this one's not doing better because
I kinda am
how
too.
nice it looks.
Yeah.
You're talking
Played
about,
the original?
I have not. Have you?
No, have you heard of the original?
I have
have
heard
you?
of the original. I thought
Yeah?
I'd heard of it. Yeah.
I never heard of this before. I was very surprised they were pushing it as a 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'll tell
could
you
be
what.
confusing it, but I thought I did.
This is one where, straight up, I won't back it because this project page is so short, it tells me nothing about the game.
Right.
That's the
And especially, there's
Go
so
ahead.
few components. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been a big deal. Like, you could have shown me the game.
Like, what's in the
Right.
box?
And so I-
76
that was-
unique tiles.
that's
And then a
about it.
couple player markers, and that's it.
Shipping.
This is the kind of game
done.
that does not thrive on crowdfunding.
Right.
This is the kind of game you just put out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, clearly.
No
'cause
one
it's-
shows up here and goes, "Ooh, yeah, this needs to be like an
Right.
impulse buy."
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one buys this now and is happy when they get
Right.
it in a year. You get it in a year, you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I bought this."
This is something you sell at Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But if you saw it on the shelf between the theme and the look, I would definitely.
might
This
grab
would
it,
push me to that impulse
But
buy.
it's got to be. You got to have it
Right.
right now.
There was an
Yeah.
Oktoberfest game, right? Wasn't it like a Rio Grande game?
I'm going to argue that there's probably
That's coal
20.
miner. You're thinking of coal miner.
Oh, that's right. Coal miner.
Anyhow,
I think that
all
was
right.
an Oktoberfest game.
Daybreak. Now, this one was getting pushed at Essen. I definitely saw people talking about
Oh,
it there.
did you? I did not.
This is.
This is Matt Leacock's
I think
game.
it's funny because every time I've heard someone say Daybreak, every time they're like, from the designer Pandemic.
Of course.
Every
yeah.
time. I don't think I've ever heard someone talk about Daybreak without saying Pandemic.
To be fair,
somewhere in there.
though, I mean, people that are not super in the hobby, they're going to know the designer of Pandemic
Yes.
more than they're going to know Matt Leacock.
Right.
Right.
And it's not using the pandemic system. They're
is
very clear on
interesting.
that. But
Yeah.
it is a cooperative game by the
Right.
designer of Pandemic. And so
Right.
that, in and of itself, is news. In and of itself, is going to get people's attention. And I do think I like the graphic design of this. I don't know that it's going to be for everybody, but I do like the
cover.
art and the graphic design. I think that the board is clean, easy to
Yeah.
read.
I like it okay. I don't love it. I think it's not bad. It has an identity, right? I
don't
find
like
it.
that.
I do like it.
Yeah, I think it's okay. This would not bother me to play on this board. I don't think I'd be necessarily being whisked away while in between turns by the artwork.
I remember the original art for Pandemic was nothing to write home
it
about.
wasn't.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't.
That's fair.
It's interesting that like we're donating $1 per backer to this.
Yeah.
Are they donating $1 per backer, or did they just add $1 to all the prices?
Well, I don't know. That's
You
hard to
know.
say. That's a
I'm
good
just
question.
saying,
No, that's a
I
good
mean-
question. But obviously, this is a game that is dealing with environmental issues. So
Let's look
Right,
at the
yeah.
pledge levels. Just one pledge level, $50. $50 ain't bad.
it ain't bad
For
at
a new
all.
game.
When is it due to deliver?
You already have it.
Oh, well, good. Let's get on. You want to play? Timeline, bottom thing.
Thank you.
Bam.
May.
Okay,
So-
that's not too bad.
so like
That's
July.
pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah,
So by
yeah.
next fall?
Right.
Wow, they ain't fooling around on this one though.
No,
Well, like you said, they were showing it, a finalized
Yeah.
copy of it there.
I did not
Sure.
see it there. Okay, I would have liked to have seen that.
I think I saw it. Does
think
anyone
I
know
saw
the
it,
co-designer?
I can't read that.
No,
What
they
is that?
mentioned.
Mateo Menapace.
No, in the video they mentioned that they are an educator and a designer and educator
Okay,
interested in this subject matter.
got it.
So I think that's why Matt Leacock is, working with them, or they are working with Matt Leacock
Yeah.
to, to produce something with this theme
Sure.
that is ideally well researched, and that I'm assuming comes from this designer.
Right.
All right, just a few more projects. We have Elevenses, The Guilty Party, the game that just won't die. Elevenses. I think this is the third or fourth version of the game.
Third, right? 11Cs for one,
Right.
and then 11Cs Guilty Parties.
This
third.
has all three, I think, in one.
Oh,
I believe that or you can get that. You can get one with everything kind of all in one. You can get a pledge with all
I
of
do
them.
not understand why people like 11Cs. It's so boring.
Mike likes it.
I think it's fine. I mean, no, I will tell you, it has
including
been.
him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It has been years since I played it.
It's
one
just
of the
to
first.
manipulate cards in front of you. Oh,
It
those games are
is,
so
but
boring.
it's
What's the
mean.
big
It's a
one?
lot of
Sabo?
interaction. It's got a lot of player interaction. It's a game that is much meaner than it looks. And I think that I was charmed by the theme. I was charmed by the look of it. I was charmed by the blind expectations of you think it's going to be this sweet little game, and it's not. I mean, it's pretty mean.
It is the fourth one. Look at that. T for 2.
Yeah, you can get.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot
right. T
about
for
that
2.
one. It's not called 11Cs, though.
Right.
It's the same universe.
No, it's not. It's our universe.
Now
Okay.
this.
I love poking at Bear.
What's interesting is that this is by David Harding, who I believe is the brother of Phil Walker Harding, and I believe that he put out stuff before Phil Walker Harding ever did.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually on his business card.
No, I believe, yeah.
I was before Phil Walker
I'm
Harding.
pretty
The original
sure.
Harding.
I'm not
Older than my
100%.
brother is all it says
I'm
on the
not
back.
100% sure, but I believe that he is Phil Walker Harding's
If nothing
brother.
else, we've started a great rumor.
Well,
Yes.
I do like the new thing on top of 11Cs is, again, sort of arranging cards at
Yeah.
tea time. And now there's murder on top of
Right,
that. The
right,
video
right.
is ridiculous. They're like, oh, someone's been murdered. Well, let's not stop having tea. That would be awful rude. I'm like, what? There's like a dead body in the room.
Right.
And they're passing out biscuits and tea while they wait for the
Wonder who killed him.
constable. It's like,
Right,
okay.
Maybe a guy said no one's leaving.
I
And I'd
suppose.
be like, well, if I'm going to
yeah.
stay here,
Then I'm having those finger sandwiches. That could be.
All right. Age of Comics, the golden years. So don't get this confused, some people have, with Comic Hunters.
it is not the same
This is a
game.
very different game.
Yes.
But this one is, obviously this theme is one people want. I love the cover of this.
This is a very cool
I think
time
it's-
period.
yeah,
you know
I
what I
think-
mean? This is very cool idea, setting, unique setting, well done.
Yes.
That seems to cover a lot of what this involves. I mean, publication, selling,
Yes.
investing in different ideas, being the first to
I
market.
say, but also that timing element of it.
Oh,
You're
my
first to
goodness.
market and taking advantage of it early.
There's a lot happening. This is not a light game from the looks of it.
No, and I think
was-
it looks
yeah,
terrific.
I heard
Yeah.
it was like almost Lacerda way. Am I wrong on that?
Really?
That's what I was.
That
I think
heavy?
it's
It
in
looks
that
like
ballpark.
it might be.
Yeah. It does
Wow.
not look like a light game at all. But
And yet, because of the theme, I'm going to play it.
It doesn't
I
say-
agree with you. That's kind of how I feel. This might be the delivery I needed,
Yes.
for this
Right.
kind of weight.
But I mean,
Yep.
how smart too to kind of separate itself from Comic Hunters, because Comic Hunters is pretty light. I mean, generally
to
you
be
can
fair,
pick it
and
up pretty
I
quickly.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know how to say that. There's no way I'm going to be able to say this without sounding
These people were not considering comic hunters
at all. I don't think anybody that doesn't
Well,
watch
we're
this
the
channel,
only ones
and even a
thinking
lot
that.
of people that watch this channel have never heard of comic hunters.
No, I only
you know.
mention that because some people might get confused
Right,
about the
right,
naming of
sure.
shit. That's all. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
very
Confused it with
I
Age
think
of
that's
Steam. I thought this might
Yeah.
be Age of Steam reimplementation.
So this is a new company, actually, Lyrius Games.
I
Gosh,
tell you
I
what,
like
for a
that
first
look.
for a first project too, I think that they did a very good job of kind of making it have the comic, layout but still being very readable. I mean, this doesn't look like a first project.
Looks
you
good.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Heroscape Age of Annihilation. Thank you for the 1,000 emails asking me to comment on this.
Look at how metal that logo is.
All right.
That is so 1980s.
Yep.
This was announced at Gen Con. Heroscape, this is a backwards compatible version of Heroscape that will work with the game that came out in the early aughts. That was $45.
Yeah.
How much was Heroscape?
Ridiculous.
I'm not kidding. It was like $45. It was
Yeah.
not an expensive game.
Yeah, it was not.
'Cause it was-
This is insane.
Yeah.
So much.
This is yeah. And they have a target of backers, right?
Yes.
Which is essentially the same thing, but they're not putting what
$2
the
million.
money would be. Okay.
It's $2 million, I think, right? 8,000 times
250.
8 divided by 4, yeah, $2 million.
All right.
I think they might get it. Because if I remember watching the Hero Quest campaign,
Yeah.
I also thought, I don't think they're going to make it. But this still has 34 days left.
I hope.
Also, in case you missed it, it is all over Facebook advertising. Maybe it's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
forgot.
there is like someone in every Facebook group I'm in board gaming, every other day comes in and goes, please guys,
Yeah.
back Heroscape.
I do-
Heroscape is one of my favorite games. I love it. 250 is a huge. I understand, because I know I'm gonna get all kinds of feedback on this. I get it. It's expensive. There's a lot of plastic miniatures. They're giving you a ton of content in here. It's just hard to mesh that with the original, which came with pre-painted figures.
I agree.
Right.
I would not mix
They
these.
were badly painted.
Sure.
They're some of the worst painted miniatures I have.
Yeah.
But they were painted.
But they're painted.
But they were painted. Here they're different colors, and they are really good miniatures. I mean, if you look, I do think this is a bad page.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
it starts off by saying, age of thing, exclusive figures. I'm like, cool. How does the game play? Where's the
No,
cards for these
Just
figures?
stretch
They
goals.
don't. All they're doing is like saying, look at these miniatures. But as a Heroscape player, I'm saying, what do they do?
Right.
Because that's what matters to me.
Sure.
Yeah, but
And how are these going to
I
incorporate
also don't like
with
these
the ones
pictures.
you already have?
They show this green with this weird brown guy looking at himself in each one. So it's hard to tell.
It's like not concept art, but it's supposed to be the reference art, isn't it?
but
I hope not.
no, because they're not all
painted.
black. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
painted. Like,
They
why
are
aren't they showing them
weird.
painted?
So,
I am not sure I understand that idea of like have it in the back and like basically metal colored, and then the plastic in front. I don't love that look.
I don't know why they're not showing them painted. Then they show
like-
concept art. I don't
Right.
care about concept art. And then they mention the modular
They haven't
terrain
said a
here.
thing about the game yet, by
but
the
nothing.
way.
But
Yes, it's
That
so
is
weird.
interesting.
It's like
There
they're
is-
like living off nostalgia.
Yeah.
well, they're assuming going into it, so they're not targeting
Right.
new players or new backers.
That's
But
crazy.
But I
yeah.
love the game. I'll probably back it
Oh,
because
you nerd!
They're
you
banking on
nerdy
that,
nerd.
though, Tom. They're banking on that.
Yeah, why are you giving in? To
Don't
have
do it.
okay, well, I'll
Don't
tell you
be
why.
man-
Because
don't
I
be
talked.
manipulated.
I talked to the designers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know them?
No, I didn't know them before. The people involved, well, I knew Craig Maness.
Yeah,
But I
there you
talked to them, and they're excited about this. I feel like they're caught in a thing, this can't be produced for a cheaper price.
Right.
I get that. What I don't understand is why on earth they didn't make a $50 little starter set then. The fact that you have to buy everything or nothing
Right.
is mind-blowing to me.
I don't know. There's something to be said for simplicity, though. If they really are trying to target people who have played before and know they like it, and not new backers, and there's something to be said with simplicity. It's
want
like
both,
this is what it
though.
is.
Yeah.
I
Shouldn't you
agree.
want both?
I would go with a starter kit. that you can add on to.
The way this would make the most sense is if you had a game group of 4 people that want to play this and you all went in on it. You know
then
what I
who
mean?
has custody of the game?
Well, look,
I don't
it's
know.
a revolving custody
No,
situation.
that leads to murder.
Well,
It does.
look,
That gets ugly quick.
that's all right.
Also, let me see that logo again, Tom. Show me that
The
logo.
logo is rough. I'm
The
sorry.
logo of Heroscape.
So here's some cards.
Oh, here we go.
The cards are
Oh,
much different
what is-
looking than
Alright.
the other ones are.
I don't
and they
like
show
those
it
at all.
Are you
painted.
doing that? Are you moving that? Oh.
Yeah,
I
he's
am.
doing
He's-
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'll move it
No,
slow.
I was trying to figure out what's happening.
These don't look great, these cards,
No,
do they?
that font at the bottom is terrible.
You can't. Yeah, they're not.
I don't like these at
legible.
all. I mean, I think the old ones with the picture of the mini look better.
I think that is a really close-up picture.
That's a rendering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the box.
That's not going to look that color,
That's
right? I
really
mean,
weird. And here's the thing, and again, we're friends with people who work with on Heroscape,
Yeah, for
Rod
sure.
and other.
And so many people of the industry came out of Heroscape. You know what I mean? It's got importance in the
Why
industry
can't Hasbro
too.
not make a good page?
yeah!
And I didn't think about this, but what is the shipping going to be on this too?
Do they say that?
sure
Because
it's
there's
included.
boxes after. You think? What is shipping?
Psych!
Let's go look what shipping is.
Okay.
We think
Wait,
you'll
hang on,
love
I'm gonna
all
add
these extra
Yeah, just
stuff.
hit buy.
Frogman.
Yeah, just hit buy it now. It'll tell you.
No, don't try to trick me. All right.
Put your credit
250.
card number in.
Stop.
Slowly.
250. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here
Shipping
we go,
policy. Here we go.
You know what? I think this might include shipping.
Really?
Okay, that's a smart move, though.
Yeah, I think it does.
That's.
What did I just say, guys? And you laughed at me. You laughed.
How did we laugh at you?
shipping?
Are we sure about the shipping? Okay.
Okay, but again, I'm just really bothered that there's not videos showing the
Yeah,
game being
for sure.
played. Like, follow
Yeah.
all the other stuff Kickstarter does. I know Hasbro's like, we're cool, we can do it ourselves.
Right.
But why are there not videos of people playing the game? Why are they not, each day they show off, like, here's a new figure. Great. Tell me what that figure does.
Yeah, right.
I agree. They
Yeah,
could
that
definitely
is
be
interesting.
selling this more smartly.
Mm-hmm.
They're relying. They're sort of resting on their laurels a lot and
Yeah.
just banking on nostalgia.
But
You could do a better job of selling it.
I'm still kind of
Also,
interested in
is
this.
shipping included? Because if it is, it should say that up front.
It should say it right there at the
Yeah.
top.
Especially right now in this
Right.
industry, everybody's worried about shipping.
The game just got $70 cheaper if,
Right,
if
I mean,
shipping's
that's
included,
great.
right?
All right. Oh, man,
U.S.
this one,
backers,
this one
someone's
really...
saying it's free. Okay.
Shipping's
Okay.
free for the U.S. backers. 250 is still a good chunk of change to throw out.
Yeah.
It's not bad though with the shipping included. All of a sudden, that is a big
that's
difference.
Like, yeah, 50
And-
bucks more that you would not.
And if you know the
Right.
game, I mean, it's not
Right.
a game. It's less
And
than
it
a
was
gamble,
very smart
right?
to make it
I
You don't know what
wonder-
they do. You don't know what the cards do, but you do know the game. You know.
Well, I'm thinking I might get this, but I don't know that I want to mix it with the old stuff.
I would not mix it because they look so different. And some are unpainted, bright green. The other ones are just very different looking.
Which I don't mind that they're...
That would bother me to no end.
It doesn't bother me that they're painted. If they're not painted, and this was the game, taking out the old Heroscape, I don't hate that. All yours are one color, all mine are
No,
another
no, no.
color.
I like
That
this
works.
on its own. I just wouldn't want to mix it.
And I've seen the sculpts in person. They're really good.
sure
We're
they're
talking
good.
CMON level sculpting.
Really?
So that's all good.
Okay.
And the terrain looks like they just basically reprinted the old
I feel
terrain.
like I can't see
It looks
those
the same.
miniatures on there though. The blue and the red.
What about that massive green one in the back?
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
But no, it's like the colors are just they blend too much for me.
Yeah, someone.
I would
Okay,
need it painted.
if that is all that comes with this game, that is a little more than, or a little less than twice the amount of stuff that came with the original Heroscape, with the exception of figures. There's like 5 times the number of figures,
Okay.
but it still is. Again, it's literally 5 times the price.
Right.
But there's also inflation involved and things too. So
I think it's cool that this is back. I'll say that.
I am.
Yeah, yeah.
It may not fund actually. We'll see.
It's got a month.
Although I don't
over a
think
month.
people going around like browbeating, like, oh, please back it to keep
Yeah,
it alive.
that doesn't help.
Okay, how much do you want, Sonny? 250. Go ask the next person. And that's a lot. Again, if
Right.
there was smaller pledges, and if they gave more info, I know that they're going to be, some content creators are showing off some of the stuff, but
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, either way, before we jump into just a couple non-Kickstarter projects, let's listen once again to Mr. Street.
Mark?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be exploring the darkness. We're also going to be going up against a bunch of ghost pirates and trying to restore the Amazon rainforest. All right, let's get to it. And first up, we have the Stifling Darkness. Now, this is one of those one versus many games, hidden movement, but it has a horror theme to it. All kinds of different villains you can go up against with different scenarios, and you have all kinds of different interesting items and areas to interact with as the heroes, or the ones trying to escape anyway. The thing is that it has this interesting mechanic for using line of sight, and you can use a flashlight to illuminate your way. You have to find clues, and you have a couple options for escaping, or you can confront the villain head on. And next up we have Wander, Leclerc's Revenge. Now this is a standalone expansion into the world of Barnacle Bay, and you can mix and match different components of different heroes and villains and so forth. But this new one has ghost pirates that you're gonna have to be encountering and dealing with, trying to stop Leclerc along the way. All kinds of different scenarios you're gonna be playing, new heroes, but what's really cool is there's a cannon now. A cannon mechanic where you can shoot the enemy, or you can fire yourself out of the cannon to cross the map. And then lastly, we have Life of the Amazonian. Now here you're going to be building out your own rainforest jungle, your own little microcosm, so to say. You're going to be bringing in animals, you're going to be planting trees and flowers, visiting the waterfall of life to do so. And along the way, you're going to have to do it all by managing certain type of resources and bolstering your bag. It is a bag builder as you get those resources and deal with the different things in your jungle every turn. And you hope to be the one with the most points at the end of the game. And so, for my pick of the week, this was a really tough one because I really enjoyed all these games. Now, the thing is that one is right up my alley, and it is Leclerc's Revenge. I love the theme behind it, the fun, the flavor, and all the different dice chucking you're going to be doing in order to go into battles, and you have explosive dice to give you more critical hits and so forth. But you do have a new mechanic, which is courage. You hope to hold on to courage, otherwise the ghosts will spook you. Alright folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full preview. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. Alright folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Someone's having burgers tonight, baby!
I feel like the cow would have fought a little bit more.
Yeah, right?
No,
Big Bill
you ever
Lexus.
been around cow? No.
No?
He wouldn't.
All right,
Cows are
folks.
stupid.
If you ever find something weird, unusual, or interesting, or just stupid, send it to me at tom@dicetower.com.
Like a
I got
cow.
a bunch yesterday, but we already put together this week's project. So we just have 3 here.
Okay.
The first, I'm tempted to back it.
Yeah!
This is
MODIplay,
interesting.
racing fun.
This is cool.
I have seen these kind of tracks before, where you race on. They're so awesome.
Yeah, they were cool looking. I mean, they did this with the Mario Kart stuff.
They did,
like you can have Mario Kart.
Yeah, the problem with the Mario Kart was driving around your big giant house that no one has
no one
except in
had,
that
yeah.
video.
Right.
This, I've seen these in person. Of course, Mike, you remember the old
The
slot
RC
cars?
Yeah, I do.
Those were fun, but they also had
flew off the track.
they flew off the track, and also they're
They're
on the
track.
side.
Yeah.
Right. Do you
we would
remember,
have things that crossed.
remember the ones that would
They
go
were
up the
cool.
doors and stuff like that?
Yes.
Those were great. Yes.
Those are cool.
Well, my friends had them.
I
was
couldn't.
not
Yeah,
rich
we
enough
couldn't
to
afford them, but yeah, I played them, but I didn't own them.
This looks pretty cool.
This looks slick. I do like the look of it.
Yeah.
Now, I do wonder, I like to see some independent reviews on this one.
Right.
Like that car just came off the track and drove back
And
on.
got
Is
that
that legal?
Well, I mean, you make the rules,
House
Tom.
rules,
No one
no.
tells me how to
Is that
drive.
legal?
This looks like every morning going to work. People going off the road, coming back on.
Why is there a Death Star just sitting there? I like the track with the walls. That just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. You bump off.
Right.
No, I
Again, though, these people are playing in a fairly big area.
Yeah, they are.
I think this is really cool, though.
looks
I would
great.
definitely set up some obstacle
Do you like
courses
the
through
little
the house.
wine table?
100%.
So how much is this?
The Merlot track.
So it's 165, and you get 2 racers.
Oh, that's a little
I
high.
need more than that.
a little
Still 2
high.
racers. Let's go down to something I can afford.
What?
Oh, wrong way.
Here we go.
This gives you
12 racers.
Yeah, I would so not back this, even if I was interested. Nope.
I could see this being This has the strong feeling, and it's not going to be delivered until next year. But this kind of thing, I probably will get this at some point when it's retail.
When
and I
it's
can get
out,
it.
yes, when I've heard enough about it,
Yeah.
after it fails or does not fail, right? I got to give this
Yeah.
time to possibly
And then
fail.
that might be. This could be a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
gambling on tech like this for any crowdfunding project, I'm just. It's too big a roll of the dice.
Right.
There's also some of this stuff exists already too. So
Have any of you driven the little cars over by the Speedway?
No.
This makes me want to
Which
do that
ones?
again.
Oh,
They're-
going go-kart racing?
Yeah, those.
Oh yeah. Have you
those
ever
are
done
fun.
go-kart
Yeah,
racing?
yeah.
Oh, I did a 24-hour race one time. Oh,
When my son
so
came down here,
much
we went and
fun.
did those over
the
by the
go-karts by Speedway.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
is it?
It was pricey, but you could do it for a period of time. Like I paid for, I want to say, a half hour, and you go as much as you want for a half hour. It wasn't outrageous, but it wasn't like $10 either.
Or we could just be a team and enter the next race that comes up.
Yeah.
Because they'll have like
It was
12-hour
fun.
races
It was-
with a
it
4-man
was-
team.
It was no joke.
I'm being serious. Don't look at me like that. This would be so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wait,
I mean,
And it's neat. It's like right in the shadow,
why do you
literally,
think
of a
we could
NASCAR track.
compete?
No, we are the team.
We're the team.
We compete against other people.
Right.
Yeah, I know. What makes you think we could do well? Maybe you, but
Tom, I am a savant when it comes to this stuff.
how about I be the manager?
I
and you
close
guys
my
compete?
eyes
Yes,
and I
you
use
can be the
force.
cheerleader.
Good.
You
I
can be
like
the
this. I'm in, though,
See,
okay?
see what's-
You know how many times
True.
I've seen Ford v Ferrari?
Yeah, Tom would be racing and he'll fall asleep before
Have
turn
you guys
one.
seen me drive? I
Yeah,
don't think
you sleep.
Yeah, you'll fly off the track. I would love to do that. I haven't done that.
Oh,
there.
it's so
I've seen them
much fun.
sometimes.
fun.
It's so much fun. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It
I
is
got so
fun.
excited.
Yeah, we
All right,
should
we'll
do
talk
that.
afterwards.
We
Are
gotta
you
I'll
an
get the
international
details.
criminal? This next
Not
project
yet.
is for
This
you.
is hilarious.
This is the worst.
This is hilarious.
Would you-
I love it.
Are you trying to avoid facial recognition at the airport?
Or yeah.
I just want to be a giraffe.
Right.
Like,
This is.
It's basically, okay, so the idea here is this is clothing with imagery that supposedly breaks the internet.
confuses
Yes.
the.
It confuses
the
any sort of
software.
camera that is
Right.
attempting to facially recognize you.
Right.
it processes you as.
But the
a giraffe.
percentages are what throw me off.
Oh my gosh, you go from like 64% to 53.
Yeah, it's like,
I
oh
love
wow.
that.
I mean, well,
Worth
that's
it, yeah.
you know.
Person
Yeah.
confidence, 55%.
Right. I'll definitely wear this horrendously ugly hoodie if it saves me 12%
Okay,
of
that's
the.
not.
I think that's very ugly.
You don't think that's ugly, Tom? Never. I take that back. Never mind.
It,
Sorry.
it looks like something was.
And this is why I didn't accept the compliment this morning.
That was a genuine compliment.
It looks
before
like
you put
something
I'm
the
wearing the
was-
same thing.
You
Oh,
put a ugly
yeah.
hat on. There you go. Oh, I like that tie with the shirt, Tom.
There you go.
This-
See? It looks like something was misprinted to me on the printing. You know, it means
I
it's
know, it
just,
just seems like they
yeah.
mishandled producing some clothing, and they're like, how do we spin this?
Right.
But
exactly.
again, though, what is like these people here are clearly not trying to hide.
Right.
They're like they're trying to look
Yes.
stylish.
Right.
So
Right,
someone
yeah.
who doesn't want people to recognize them, they want people to recognize them.
Right.
But not cameras.
Also, don't you think they're going to be confused why there's a zebra walking down the, you know,
I feel like
you know what I mean? It's like clearly giraffes and zebras aren't walking down the street.
guy's
This
gonna be
isn't
like, oh, the giraffe.
Madagascar, the
We'll
movie,
look
you
into
know.
that. That's
Also, your
nothing
friends
see
are going to
here.
hate you when you try to do a picture
Right.
because they're looking for that facial button.
Right,
It's not
right.
going to show up.
No.
I disagree.
I cannot.
You
I
have no
can't.
friends.
I can't imagine this would work the way we're thinking it would work.
I don't.
Funded? Where are we at with this?
Right? I mean, there's no way.
No.
A camera would be like, that's a person with a tacky hoodie.
Giraffe. Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
All right, last project today. Sushi Bird.
It's already funded.
Or it's already over,
It's
already
right?
over
It's done.
and funded, yeah. Too
And I-
late to back Sushi Bird.
You can probably late pledge it. It's
Oh,
very
I'm all
cute.
about late pledging Sushi Bird.
Sushi Bird is very cute.
I
Sushi
don't-
Bird is
Understand.
it's a plushie.
Have you ever wanted to
Right.
eat a live bird?
Right. You
In
ever
a
wanted
sushi
to
roll.
wrap a bird in
No.
in sushi rice and
But again, like with the number
Also,
of
if
plushies
you're going
on
to
the
show a
market.
sushi bird next to sushi,
What about
why would you show such a bad piece of sushi?
terrible. That's
It's
awful.
what they had available.
They're like, right, go to Walmart.
Does anyone know how to roll sushi? No, I'll do the best I can. Give me that can of tuna.
It's cute.
It is
it's
very
a cute
cute,
little creature, I guess. A little
Yeah.
bird stuck in there. I mean, whatever.
I feel like this is an anti-sushi
This
campaign.
is very
though.
niche, you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't eat sushi.
Right.
There could be a bird in it.
This is what you're
Correct.
eating. Yeah.
All right. Picks of the week. I have no idea what people are going to pick. Mike, what do you got?
Mine is clear this week. Age of Comics is my pick of the week.
that's a
I think
good
that
one.
looks
That's a good
fantastic.
That's also my pick of the week this week.
Yeah.
Age of Comics.
Yeah, I think this looks great.
Wow, I was not expecting you to pick that one.
Yeah, I know. I like the look. It is heavy, and this is a typically heavier choice than I normally make for these picks of the
Well,
week.
we are assuming, though. I saw a couple people say they played it on Tabletopia
I
and
was
it
gonna
wasn't
say
that
that.
heavy. We'll see.
Look,
They played on
I don't
TTS.
trust people who say that.
That's
I
true.
just don't. I mean, people, again, I could
I
show
get
you
it
a
too.
game and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is
There's nothing to it.
medium to light. I'm like, no, this is,
Right.
Vital
Yeah,
Lacerda.
yeah, we don't have a reference for
Right.
what they think heavy
I
is.
just think it
but-
looks terrific.
This looks complicated, but it also looks really well
so good.
thought out, clearly well themed,
Yes.
engaging. There's a lot happening here, but it all looks cool and like it works together.
The
I
theme
dig
might
this.
help me understand
Correct.
it better.
Right,
Correct.
That
right.
thing, that thematic integration.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm
Look at
very
that.
excited
You got the
about
writer,
this.
the artist, bam, you make that comic. I love the covers too.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
that's
This,
fun. Period
and that's a
comics.
really big point. A lot of times, games that are themed around comics that aren't actual comic books annoy me. I'm sorry. Like, I never ever got along with the Sentinel stuff. I was always like, This to me works. For some reason, this looks like
Because it's
vintage
vintage,
comics.
right?
Yeah.
It's different.
Right.
It gets away with these. Yeah.
Right.
It's a felony.
Right.
I will say I like this idea too, that it's comics without being strictly superheroes.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right,
like
yeah.
there's more to it
Yep.
than that.
All right, what do you got, Camille?
Yeah, so this was really close between this and Tainted Grail, but I'm going to go with Tainted Grail. I've not played the original, but looking at this, it does look like some of the concerns I had with Tainted Grail was maybe smoothed out, and I'm really, really interested in that. Like I said, the kind of that Seventh Continent feel, but like with a good story and overhead. I'm really digging. I mean, campaigns are hard to get to the table, right? You know,
Yeah.
and so that is a concern. But this one, just, gosh, the graphics of this is right up my alley. You know, that
Yeah.
grim kind of gnarly look and.
Sorry, Heroscapers. This is also my pick of the week.
There we go.
Oh, you guys are so grim.
Double.
My seal's bigger.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
right?
hey, hold up, Roy, hold on. Why is my name so small? I'm just kidding.
There we go. Look
There we
at
go.
Yeah, so you'll check this out on Friday, huh?
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Excited.
Age of Comics will also be here on Friday.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know where this yawn is coming from.
Coming from jet lag,
That's
sir.
Germany time right
What
there.
does he want
Yeah,
to pretend it doesn't exist?
It's 9
Jet
o'clock.
lag is
It was,
real.
Yawn begging for a donor.
Oh.
That's what that was. That's what that was.
All right, folks, we'll be
that out
back
again.
tomorrow.
It's
I don't
back.
care.
It's so weird.
Stop.
What is it?
Our
There you go.
first. What's the word? What's the right word?
Smorgasbord.
And yeah, no, but I mean the
Premiere.
premiere,
Debut.
the debut. There's a different word I can't think of. A board game smorgasbord. Yeah.
That will be tomorrow morning. We'll see you guys then. We also have other videos that have gone up today. Check them out. More going up tomorrow. We'll also be back tomorrow where you can vote on the most beautiful board game covers of all
That's
time.
right.
What will win? Who will win?
Me.
Come back then.
Oh,
That's
not a competition?
No, not among us.
Nah.
That's not how it works.
That's the racing that we'll do
We're
later.
gonna race.
Oh, let's go 12 hours.
Is it 12 hours straight?
Yeah.
Oh, for like the
It's the
Le
Le
Mans.
Mans.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
take like
Half a
turns,
Le
so
Mans.
you have to like time out your pit stops on
Why
when to
would
do that.
you want to do that?
Do you have to pit
That
stop?
sounds like
No.
You don't have to, but well, yes, because every driver has to go at least once. You have to take at least as many pit
that
stops.
sounds
as
like
there are.
torture.
What are you talking? Why?
If it was
What
an
part?
hour, I'd be like, sure, 12
Well, you can
hours?
do an hour and then somebody switches. You
I don't
are
want
not
to drive.
offered-
I was going to drive 15 minutes of the hour.
Oh, but you go fast.
You do go fast.
I don't even want to drive to Orlando, and that's 4 hours.
Oh my gosh, you're uninvited. You just never mind.
Good. Didn't want to go
You're off
anyway.
the team.
All right, folks. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Mike Delisio.
Have fun driving.